Hey there, I'm Rachel Kiser, and for my oral presentation, I'm going to be talking about Hamilton the musical and the amazing mind that was Alexander Hamilton, as well as his literary achievements. For several years, Hamilton the musical, written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, has been a popular talk amongst those interested in the arts. However, most people focus on Hamilton's political and financial ideals and seem to overlook most of his contributions to American literature. The musical is a New Age phenomenon that connects people of history and the arts throughout use of contemporary music that people who are younger like me listen to, such as rap and hip hop. The musical was written after Lin-Manuel Miranda, on vacation, read a book titled Hamilton by Ron Chernow that shares all about the life and time of Alexander Hamilton. Hamilton was one of our founding fathers who died tragically at a young age in a duel with one who most consider his closest friend, Aaron Burr, as mentioned in the article A Fatal Friendship. The musical goes into great detail about Hamilton's family life, some of his trials he faced, such as affairs and arguments, and some of his great contributions to America, such as how he formed the economic system in the way we have it now, and founding our first national public bank. This musical offers song and dance to tell the story, and the cast is small compared to most large-scale musicals. The stage is plain, made up of tables and chairs and a turntable in the middle. Lin-Manuel Miranda wanted it this way to focus further on the information he was giving, not so much on the set itself. The musical also speaks on the essays Hamilton contributed to, titled The Federalist Paper. A neat fact is that we are actually reading some articles from the Federalist Paper as seen in the textbook later this semester. In this musical, there are many times people state that Hamilton wrote like he was running out of time, which was sadly proven to be true considering he died at such a young age. These essays mentioned in the musical were a formative document that served as the basis to establish a new government for our country. It helped explain how we'd be financially supported and defended in case we had an economic tragedy, such as the economic crashes that we have experienced, and these documents held true. Federalist Papers are made up of 85 essays and are considered to be a vital document for the United States, right up there next to the Declaration of Independence. The Federalist Papers are an important part of American history and American literature, and Hamilton was the force behind them. He was responsible for recruiting the authors, who were James Madison, John Jay, and Alexander Hamilton himself, to write under an alias. They chose to write under an alias because they were scared if they wrote under themselves that people would not read it who disagreed with them. Such as we do now with Republicans and Democrats, they were worried the same, that people would only take the information of those of their party. They chose that alias, and it was called Publicis, which it was published. These papers helped shape America how we know it today, and this musical helped those young and old to appreciate the works and life of Hamilton. This is super important because we tend to only focus on things such as him being on the $10 bill and his economic values, and not so much what he did literary-wise, which it's super important to focus on these things because the Federalist Papers are such an important document in our history. An article title, Who Tells Your Story, states we should all strive to tell our own story, whether it's in essay form or musical form. This is important because in the musical Hamilton, there are many songs that talk about who tells your story, because Hamilton wanted to tell his own story. That is why he wrote so much about himself and in these essays. In summary, Hamilton thought that he would be a founding father of the American Revolution, which turned out to be right. He is considered one of our founding fathers. He wrote like he was running out of time, and even when he did, sadly, he left a huge legacy behind him. He founded so many things that we still use today, and his wife even founded one of the first public orphanages, and there are many, many authors who came out of that orphanages as children. If you have the chance to check out the musical online, I definitely recommend it. It's currently streaming on Disney+, and I definitely recommend after this you take some time out of your day to watch it or listen to it next time you're on a long drive. These songs have valuable pieces of American history and American literature that we all can learn. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed learning about Hamilton the musical and its connections to American literature. Thank you.